you can drill a single square 16 times and get different results for all 16 drills without moving any dirt in that square. Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to be breaking down everything there is to know about the drilling machine in Gold Rush the game. Like, did you know you can drill a single square 16 times and get different results for all 16 drills without moving any dirt in that square? Keep watching and find out how and why this is. We'll also talk about what the machine does well, what it does not do so well, and what the best use for it will be depending on your playstyle. We'll also go over fuel, how much it uses, how much it costs, and lastly, maybe most importantly, the parts that are needed when you have a breakdown, and also how to replace them and how long they will last, and are the reinforced ones worth the cost. So the first thing we're going to do is look at what the journal says about the drilling machine, and then we'll go buy it, see what the price is, how much it costs to move. So here we have the journal of the drilling machine. It says the fuel tank capacity is 79.3 gallons with a fuel consumption of 13.2 gallons an hour at max RPM. It has a list of parts, which is the fuel filter, the drill, and the battery. Currently in my game at $77,760. If we go out of here, we are actually at the machine shop. Here it is, 77760. We'll add that. Check out quick. We'll move this to Old Arnold's. It's going to cost $1,500. Now that we got the journal, the buying, and the transportation out of the way, we'll talk about what this machine is good at. This machine is going to save you a lot of time figuring out where the gold is at. When you start out, you're just moving dirt. It's fine, process as much as you can, but when you get to the later claims, you're talking about the difference between a couple ounces to maybe a couple hundred or maybe a couple thousand ounces. Now we'll talk about what this machine is not good at. So if you're going downhill and you hit the brakes, it can't exactly stop very quickly. It sometimes will slide for a square and a half, and then it's fairly slow, so that'll take some time to get to moving around everywhere. And then lastly, you can't drill every single square. There's going to be some that are too shallow, and so you just won't be able to tell how much gold is actually in that square. And now we'll get into what's the best way to drill. So if you're going to go for just getting your whole parcel drilled, you're going to want to try and drill in the middle of all four squares. And sometimes you'll get one, sometimes you'll get two, sometimes you'll get three, and sometimes you'll get all four. So if you're just going for total coverage, that's the best way to do it. But if you have nuggets turned on, you might be better off just drilling each square, because the amount of gold you get from drilling in this game is pretty ridiculous. Even if you drill and hit all four squares at once, you'll still get a couple hundred ounces through drilling, and close to an entire claim, maybe 90% of it or so. And if you're just trying to get to tier 5, this is the best way to do it. You can get multiple nuggets from a single square. I haven't tested to see if there's a certain amount, but I know I've done it and gotten 3 from one single square. And as I said earlier, if you drill one spot, you can actually drill it 16 times. So to see this, if you zoom in really close, you can see you can have 16 drills, and every one of them will be different. So if you see, this is drill number 1, number 2, 3, 4, and it keeps going up. So we have 16 different drills in this spot. And it says your total amount of gold, rich spot part, and then drilling depth, so how far down. And then here it kind of explains between 3.8 and 6.2, you'll get about 0.46 for this part. If we look on our second map, we didn't drill any really bad gold, it looks like, but we got most of kind of a lower end gold, a little bit of medium in here, and then a little bit high. Nothing really full of gold, but we're only on the second claim. We probably have to get to the fourth one in order to do that. So the amount of fuel you use is based on RPMs, how hard you're running the machine. and I was able to get 125 squares drilled one at a time before running out of fuel. So from the big tank, it takes 3%. From the fuel trailer, which I forgot to record, it takes 30%. And then, as you can see here, it takes 79.34 gallons with a price of $605.34. And the jerry can fits 5.29 gallons, and you have to fill that up 15 times before the drilling machine will be full. It takes exactly 15. And then from what the game says, at a max RPMs of 13.2, you can get 6.01 in-game hours out of this at maxed RPMs. As we said before, there's 3 parts for this: the fuel filter, the battery, and the drill. So for the fuel filter, this is the easiest one to test. We did tests for all of these, but the fuel filter, the normal one, will last you 3 tries. You get 2, and then the third one it'll break. As for the reinforced one, that gives you 14, so the 13 and the 14th one will break it. And to change the fuel filter, you need, these are all my test subjects. For the fuel filter, you'll just need your hands. There's a compartment on the right side which you saw me replace there, and you'll just need to pull it off and chuck it to wherever you want, and then grab a new one, plug it in. So next up is batteries, and this one was a little harder to test, but the brights do consume more energy from the battery than just the dim lights. And to get to the battery, obviously on the right side of the machine here, there's this little thing that you can open up with your hands. You'll need to unscrew 2 screws, and then take the battery, chuck that, grab a new one, plug it in, and then screw down those 2 screws. So with a basic battery and dim lights, it lasted about 15.5 hours. That was at 4%. The battery actually breaks at 2%, so it was around the 16-hour mark. And as far as the reinforced battery goes, that gave you around 69 hours in-game time, and that hit the 2% mark and broke. And with brights, this changed a lot. So the basic battery gave you 4 hours and 51 minutes. At the 52-minute mark, it reached 2% and broke. And with the reinforced one, it got you up to 29.5 hours before breaking. And these tests were done in the springtime, and I'm sure it would change the times if you did this in winter. And the last test is with the drill itself, and this test took forever, you guys. This whole video took forever. So if you guys get anything from this video, please give it a like and share it with others if you think they would find it useful, and subscribe, and I might make more of these on different machines or different things in the game. So to replace the drill, you're going to need a cordless screwdriver. There are 2 screws on the opposite sides of the drill, and this is probably the most confusing thing to replace, as since it spins, the screws could be on the side or they could be straight on. There's a couple of different areas they could be, so it's kind of hard to figure out where they are exactly. And then you just grab it with your hands. Once you got those unscrewed, throw it to the side, grab a new one, put it back on, and drill it in. So whenever my stuff breaks, I usually drive it back to where I have the replacement part, but with the drill, it tells you to, take off the parking brake because you need that on to drill. But you can't do that because it tells you that you need to have the drill all the way up, but you can't do that because you need the drill bit in there. So that's one thing. Also, anytime your drill is in the dirt, so if you see it moving at all, like dirt spinning up, you're using your durability. So with a normal drill bit, I was able to get 178 drills. The bit broke on the 178th hole, and it still let me read what was in there. And as far as the reinforced one, we got 1,068 samples before ultimately breaking. So I tested this on shallow ground, as you can see here, and the normal drill lasted for 4 minutes and 25 seconds, real time, just about an hour in-game time. And then the reinforced drill lasted 36 minutes, 29 seconds, which equates to a in-game time of 5 hours and 18 minutes. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to watch another video, there's a random video on screen and another playlist. Please be sure to share the video, like it, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those bell notifications so you're notified when I upload. And until next time, peace.